Our headlines for you today. The race against time to save those trapped by Friday's earthquake in Morocco. 60 specialists from the UK have joined the rescue mission.
Luis Rubiales resigns weeks after the president of the Spanish Football Federation's controversial kiss at the Women's World Cup final.
Schools, universities and hospitals and charities are at the centre of a new government strategy to cut the numbers of suicides.
Good morning. The struggle over strikes as trades unions gather here in Liverpool. There's a growing row over new rules on industrial action. I'll have all the details for you.
Good morning from France and the Rugby World Cup, where Wales were wonderful in winning the game of the tournament so far. They defied all the odds and held on in dramatic fashion to beat Fiji in a game full of thrills and spills.
And whilst we may have had the heat to match that in Marseille last week, this week it's all changed. Things are going to turn much cooler, and with it, a little bit of rain at times too.
In more news, UK terror suspect Daniel Khalif has been formally charged with escaping from Wandsworth prison. The 21-year-old former soldier was recaptured on Saturday. The Justice Secretary Alex Chalk said 40 inmates have since been moved from the Category B jail. Manchester United winger Anthony has agreed to delay his return to the club to address allegations of assault made against him. The 23-year-old was due back to training on Monday after being dropped from Brazil's squad for their World Cup qualifiers against Bolivia and Peru. Anthony denies all allegations. Sunday has become the 7th day in a row for temperatures to exceed 30 degrees Celsius, that's 86 degrees Fahrenheit, as the unprecedented September heat wave goes on. It comes as Saturday was provisionally named the hottest day of the year so far. However, the Met Office has warned that thunderstorms are on their way.
Suddenly, that summer weather
Yes.
kind of vanished, didn't it? Flash flooding caused chaos in some places, including those heading home from the Great North Run yesterday.
Yes, the Tyne and Wear Metro was flooded. Trains had to be cancelled and motorists reported long delays on the roads. Isn't that interesting that it ended up like that? Because the day had started so warm and everyone was worried about getting too hot while they were running.
It's almost kind of tropical, isn't it? At 14 minutes past 6.
Daniel Khalif is due to appear at Westminster Magistrates Court, charged with escaping from custody at HMP Wandsworth. The 21-year-old was arrested on a canal towpath in West London on Saturday, 4 days after he escaped. He was pulled off a bike by a plainclothes counter-terrorism officer. Rishi Sunak is facing pressure from within his own party to take stronger action against China after a parliamentary researcher was arrested under the Official Secrets Act, accused of spying for Beijing. Some senior Conservative MPs have called for China to be categorised as a threat to UK interests and national security. The Home Secretary says she has commissioned advice on whether American Bully XL dogs should be banned. Suella Braverman says an attack on an 11-year-old girl in Birmingham showed the breed posed a lethal danger, particularly to children. 2 men who intervened were also injured. Let's have a look at this morning's papers, shall we? We're going to start with the Telegraph. Lots of the papers talking about the arrest of a parliamentary researcher amid claims he was spying for China. This paper says security services are poised to unmask more Chinese spies in the coming months.
The Guardian this morning reporting that the UK is facing what it calls a growing epidemic of preventable cancer cases, with 184,000 this year caused by poor lifestyle habits like smoking and drinking and sunburn.
Terror on our streets is the Daily Mirror headline about a dog attack in Birmingham which left several people, including an 11-year-old girl, injured.
And the Express leads on the news that the retired TV newsreader Alistair Stewart has revealed over the weekend that he's living with dementia and has suffered a series of minor strokes.
And let's just show you this, the scene in Knutsford in Cheshire yesterday. It is the start of a penny farthing race which takes place in the town just once every 10 years. You wouldn't want to fall off one of those, would you?
They're quite tightly packed in together, aren't they? They could get a domino effect if they all topple over or something. But, yeah, not the kind of rush hour most of us will be seeing this morning.
I just want to show you this. This is in the Times today. Do you remember at the coronation, everybody sat on beautiful blue chairs, like wooden chairs? In the Abbey. You can buy them. Oh. Not all of them, but they're going to be auctioned for charities. King Charles and Queen Camilla have picked several charities who will benefit from this. Lots of them are going to go up for auction, I think, via Christie's, the department specialising in decorative arts with a focus on English, European and 19th century furniture is going to sell them. The lots can be browsed online from October the 13th, with the sale closing on November the 3rd. I wonder how much one of those chairs would be.
Should we get a couple?
Shall we?
Put a couple,
Should we all
one
club
on each end of
together?
the sofa. There's a lovely piece here in the Times this morning about pickleball.
Oh, yes, I've heard about this.
Yeah, it's described here as... it says, pickleball might sound like something you get stuck in your throat during a hearty ploughman's lunch, but it is actually the fastest-growing sport in Britain, apparently.
Is it?
Apparently, there are now 400 clubs around the country, 12,000 registered players.
It's like tennis.
Yeah, it's like a cross between table tennis and badminton, I think. So you've got a solid bat, racket type thing, but a ball, not a shuttle. How it's like badminton, I'm not really sure. But, yeah, apparently lots of people playing it, and they're saying it needs better funding and spreading across the country even further.
Anything to keep us all fit, John, that's what we need.
Anyone for pickleball?
A look at this morning's front pages. The Telegraph reports that British intelligence services are set to unmask a number of Chinese spies in the coming months after reports a person working in Parliament has been arrested for allegedly spying for Beijing. That is also on the front of the Metro, with Rishi Sunak's warning to his Chinese counterpart that interference with the UK's democracy will not be tolerated. And the front of the FT says Rishi Sunak confronted Chinese Premier Li Cheng at the G20 summit in India about the accusations. The spy saga leads the Daily Mail as calls grow for the government to ban Beijing from attending the UK's world first summits on artificial intelligence this autumn in response. The Guardian's top story is the epidemic of preventable cancer cases sweeping the UK. It's estimated 184,000 cancers caused by smoking, drinking, obesity and sunburn will be diagnosed this year. The Mirror leads with their Dangerous Dog campaign. As we were telling you, the Home Secretary said the American XL bully is a clear and lethal danger after 3 people were injured in an attack in Birmingham by what's thought to be the breed. Suella Braverman's vowed to ban the American XL bully also makes the front of the Sun. The Eye is reporting UK interest rate hikes are set to end, according to experts. The Express tells us former newsreader Alistair Stewart has been diagnosed with dementia after suffering a series of strokes. And the Star says millions of staff are planning on ditching work today to enjoy what could be the last day of Britain's heat wave. It's a bit too late for me. I'm already here. Now, if you want to see any of those front pages again or read the stories, do scan the QR code on your screen.